What up, y'all? I'm just finishing work here and I saw that Argos posted a video response to my video. So now I'm making a response video to his response video to my original video. Yeah, something like that. But I just want it to be known, don't get it twisted. I like Argos. I really do. And I know that might piss off some people because everyone's just picking sides these days. It's either absolutely hate MetaZoo and you shit all over it, or you shill it to death and they can't do anything wrong. I feel like nobody wants to find that middle ground where I feel most of us reside, right? You want to be in that middle area. I try to tackle things from both sides, see it from both perspectives. So when Argos makes this video, I have to thank him for not completely chewing me out and for understanding that I'm doing this because I love MetaZoo and I don't want to see it fail and I don't want to see them screw over collectors. I'm doing this because I care about the game. It's not because I want to scare people into selling off their cards or I want the game to die or anything like that. And I appreciate that he mentioned it in the video multiple times. Now, when I made this video, I did not have to mention Argos' name. I just want to put that out there. I know he said I mentioned it like 69 times. And he's like, if you want to make a video where you're attacking MetaZoo, you have to mention my name. It's not really true. Like, you don't really have much to do with it. But the reason why I mentioned it is because you're kind of the face of MetaZoo when it comes to marketing. Like, you are the Billy Mays of MetaZoo. And when that situation started unfolding, I went to your Discord and started addressing it, and you responded pretty quickly. And some of the things that you were saying just got me heated in the moment. So that's really the reason why I brought you up a couple of times in that video. Definitely wasn't those 69 times. My main 2 points were the way that you were talking about the initial situation of selling product that they were sitting on and comparing it to Pokemon and everybody else. And then bring it up again when we were talking about the website and how they need to change it so we can't monitor it and this and that. And I get your point. I mean, it's a valid point. You know, maybe they shouldn't put it out in the public. And this is a reason why they shouldn't, because it creates panic. You know, that old saying, if we don't know about it, it doesn't hurt us. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. What you don't know don't hurt you. But in reality, this is 2022, or sorry, it's 2023 now. And like, for crying out loud, I like transparency with my companies. Like, I don't like the way that Magic is ran, Yu-Gi-Oh is ran, Pokemon is ran. I don't like that like private exclusiveness. Like, you have to be in the market, in like the owner's hands basically to know what's going on. Like, I want to know from afar what's happening. I want that transparency. If I'm going to be dropping tons of money on things, I want to have that peace of mind that you're not going to screw me over. You know what I mean? That it's worth investing all this money into and collecting it and really caring about it, right? To have that passion, I want that transparency. So to sit there and say that, like, I understand where you're coming from, and we probably wouldn't be in this situation, obviously, because I just wouldn't have known that those things went up for sale. And then if they did go in the market, well, then they went in the market and it's too late at that point in time, right? So I understand that argument, and it sucks because I understand at this point, MetaZoo's probably going to change the way that they do things, and we're not going to see partners sold stuff on the website anymore. It's going to be sold somewhere else. I'm sure that's going to happen probably in the next couple of months, and they're going to shift away from that. They're already not telling us print runs and stuff on things. So we're already moving away from that transparency. Some people say it's bad. I don't think it's bad. You just have to know how to market yourself and how to sell your product under those circumstances, because right now it doesn't look like it's working. The same thing with the first print and everything else. It's like, it's not really working. So we're going to drop all these other editions. Well, one thing that I thought about is recently, it's like, if you just sold direct to consumer, your first edition, and then sold all your partners, you know, like a second edition unlimited that has other cards in it, so there's a reason to buy it, which Cryptid and some of these other new card games are doing, like Grand Archive. Like, that's really the way to do it. And I think you could still do first edition, yada, yada, yada. It's kind of the same idea here. There's ways of doing things where both parties are happy and there's still transparency. But unfortunately, we're moving away from that now. I'm not a fan of it. But you know what? That's a whole different topic for a whole different day, right? We're talking about the situation here, and I just want to kind of pull back to that. So I understand where he's coming from when he says that, but I still don't really agree with it. But it is what it is, right? Why I'm making this video for the most part is because one of the biggest issues is not really being addressed. And I will come out and say 100%, like, I probably should have reached out to partners and found out exactly what was being sold, because yeah, I was able to see these things, and yeah, I was able to add multiple to my cart. Like, I was able to add like 10 of them at one time to my cart. So I felt like there was a lot in stock. Granted, I didn't actually try to buy it because I didn't want to get my account, you know, deleted and blocked and whatever. So I didn't even attempt to do it. But I could have reached out to these partners. So for me to make this, it does kind of come off as like I'm trying to be clickbaity. I'm flying off the top of my handle or whatever you want to say. Like, I get that. You know what I mean? I have this mentality that the world is crashing and burning and the sky is falling all the time. I have like a complex all the time, just because of the things that's happened in the past and how many times I've been burned. So you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Most of the time when things like this happen, they are actually happening, you know, so for it not to turn out to not be happening doesn't happen very often, but it is what it is. It doesn't really give me an excuse for doing what I was doing. It's just, I wanted this to be addressed, you know, and for me, I didn't hear anything. I don't know if it was posted publicly that they canceled those cards, the promo cards and stuff. I don't know. Somebody mentioned it in my comment section, and I've yet to really get any clarification on where it was posted and when it was posted. And I think it's a good question because when was it posted? Was it posted like right after they started selling the C2E2 promos? Did they realize it and then cancel it? Or was it after I posted a video? Because if it's posted after the video, well, then that doesn't look good. You know, and it means me posting that video had a valid reason because it got them to realize this isn't right. We need to cancel it. I'm going to assume that's not the case. I'm going to assume that it was posted probably before then because, for one, I didn't post the video for a few days, you know, so they had time anyway. So I'm going to assume that wasn't the case. But I'd like some proof on when this was posted and like where it was posted because I just have yet to see it myself. But I'm glad if that's the case, that they're not actually sending out those promo cards. Thank God. That's the right decision, MetaZoo. And I'm sure you probably know that. And Argos definitely agree with me on that point. So that's very good. That they never should have been posted in the first place. And you can't really afford to have those kind of issues pop up. And I understand they're going to from time to time, but MetaZoo's had a lot of blunders like that where special secret rares and stuff have been sent out on accident and stuff. Like, you really need to tighten that up. And I understand you're still a small team and this and that. You're still kind of a new company, but it goes both ways. You know what I mean? Your integrity is going to be questioned nonstop because you are a new company. You haven't been out for so long. So people are going to question that stuff. But my main concern here is not really revolved around the fact that I didn't ask partners and stuff. It's the fact that I can't really trust asking partners. Because if I was to ask you, can I really trust what you're saying? I mean, you could send me some screenshots and say, you know, that's what you got. You're only able to get 2 Magicast boxes or whatever. But can I really trust that? Once you throw this out there, like, there's just no telling exactly what's happening because you could be lying to me. Because you got to understand, this is in high interest of you. If you got sent like 100 Magicast boxes, let's say, or whatever, you know what I mean? That's a lot of potential money that you can make if you want to trickle them out, right? And if Mike has you under some kind of agreement where you can only sell so many, not that it benefits him in any way, shape, or form. I understand it doesn't because he's just selling it to you for, you know, cost, and then you can mark it up to whatever you want. So I understand he's not really making anything from it, but if he wanted to like give back to his LGSs per se, because, you know, he's pissed off some of the other ones, so maybe he really wants to hold on to the ones that he has, and he wants to be like, hey, I'm going to give you this money. Like, you're going to make thousands off of this. Like, if he wanted to, you kind of set up something, be in cahoots behind the scenes. I'm not saying it's happening. Most likely it's not happening. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it could happen, and that's the question here. Your integrity is questioned at this point in time regardless. So it's like, can I really trust, if I was going to ask partners, that they're telling me the truth, even if they send me screenshots and stuff of what they bought, which I doubt they would do, but can I really trust it in the first place? You know, I probably still should have asked, but I just don't, you know what I mean? The connection's not really there because you've already raising these questions. And like I said, once you raise those questions, you've already lost, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? So that's kind of screwy, but you know, it is what it is. And that's just not something that he really addressed. But I do appreciate that he saw my true purpose for making that video. And like I said, I don't hate Argos by any means. You know what I mean? And I like watching his videos, and you know, he does a good job of promoting the game and selling product, and usually sells it at cost, you know, for people that miss out. And that's wonderful. You know what I mean? There's not too many people doing that. So, you know, I congratulate him on that. And I believe him when he says he only got a couple Magicast boxes. I do. Ultimately, I do. But still, that question is out there. And as long as it's out there, people are going to be wondering. I wasn't trying to fearmonger or scare anybody, even though it kind of came off like that, because I have that direct approach. When I get pissed off, I get pissed off because I really have passion for this stuff. And I want people to know that. You know what I mean? I want to see this game succeed, and I don't want to see people getting screwed over. So I'm happy if these changes were implemented. I'm happy if they cancel all the promo cards. I'm happy if there wasn't a lot of product that was held on to. If it's only a few boxes here and there, it's not a big deal. It isn't a big deal. Just like you said, if it's only 4, 6 boxes or something, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? But if it's hundreds and hundreds or potentially thousands, well, that is kind of a big deal. And there's no way to truly say at this point in time that that's not happening, unfortunately, because the cat's out the bag at this point. We just have to trust people at their word and just hope for the best. And ultimately, that's all you can do anyways, right? Because this stuff could have been happening behind the scenes. But once it becomes public, you know what I mean? You start to raise questions, and I don't know, it just gets crazy at that point in time. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole or anything like that. But yeah, so I don't know, guys. Appreciate it. There's going to be more videos to come. Thanks for watching.